more comfortable. They're like riding the beat. They controlling the band. They're having full hands-on creativity with it, like where it cuts off and everything. So, you know, that's where we got, and we had to learn, like kind of trial by error, just kind of what we need to do better in preparing and everything. And that's what's worked for us so far.
It's worked pretty good, y'all. Y'all are figuring it out on the fly, but it looks amazing.
But yeah, definitely shout out to Marvan because he pulled together the other band members that we.
He's our music director.
Yeah, so we trust in him and just put out the word for the date, and man, giving the music, he works his magic.
Marvan is 100. Man.
Shout out for Ride Our Sound, man.
Oh yeah,
and that's the thing about the show. It takes a lot. I know y'all see we do it at Match. And we just don't do it there because it is nice. But they're also equipped with everything we need because it's a full-on production. And from recording it, from the visual to the audio, too. Like, we got to have somebody recording. We actually 2 recordings going.
And you're saying Match. You're saying the Match Center, just so the audience knows.
Midtown
This is
Arts.
Midtown Arts.
Midtown Arts Theater Center of Houston. Dope. Y'all check them out. They're a really nice facility.
Wait,
man.
that's what Match stands for?
Yeah. Midtown's
Man,
Arts Theater.
didn't know.
Learn something
acronym.
Learn something new
Black
every
people don't know
day.
nothing about Match.
Learn something
We
new
don't.
every
Y'all don't go to the
day.
theater.
Oh, wait.
We
You know what?
we
You
know
know
about
why?
matches.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'll
And
include
if
all
Medea
the
does a show
older
there.
black listeners, like Mom. It's
Oh,
next to
okay.
the Ensemble. So right next to the Ensemble Theater,
Yeah.
where you
That's
go
messed
see
up.
your plays normally, there's the Match Center.
Calling out our mama like that when she driving going, oh.
The ensemble is the black. They have like a lot of the black plays.
Yeah.
I went and saw a couple plays up there.
That's
Yeah.
what, yeah.
That's right by
That's
us.
right
Exactly.
there.
Yep.
So
And
I'm like,
our mama.
oh, when I said Match,
goes-
my dad was like, oh, by the
Yeah.
Ensemble.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's what y'all
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
So yes, the Ensemble. So now
see
Match,
everything.
Midtown Arts Theater
Center of Houston.
Center of Houston. And so that, I mean, first off, that's like a really nice setup. The Match Center plus the live music, whatever, like it feels like when I came in, I was like, oh, I probably should have dressed up.
Stuff.
I was like, I said, I just came up here. I thought this was a hip hop show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I should have dressed up. So yeah.
I be feeling like that, and shout out to Amy. Y'all had her on. Put some salt in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's my girl, man. We talk, and I came to her. She was like, bro, this is a hip hop show, like, cause I invited her out from the first show, like, and she come every time. I love to go out and support Bounce and Turn too.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, bro, it's a hip hop show, like. You need people smoking weed and standing up in there. Like, you can't do that in Match.
You can't do that at all in Match.
No.
Like, and
Don't vape.
Don't do nothing in Match. But you know what? There are different veins
And
of
different
hip hop.
shows.
and
Yeah.
different,
And it's
different
good
shows.
that Houston, because I was like, yeah, I'll be telling people, like, you should go to Bounce and Turn. Bounce and Turn is a great time.
It's the show that
And-
he just described too.
Yes.
I love
That
Bounce
you
and
do
Turn.
what you want at the
Do
Bounce
what
and
thou
Turn.
wilt.
And they're gonna have some great food at
Oh,
Bounce and
yeah.
Turn. She gonna
Oh,
Amy
yeah.
gonna put you on some artists. She gonna be like, damn, like Amy just throws a great party.
Yeah.
Amy.
She really does.
That
Shout out
last
to
show, they
Amy
had a
Rose.
girl that sold us corn, and
Yeah.
then she went and performed.
And then she went and
She
performed.
showed us the Lopez. I'm like, yo, this is good.
That's
and then she went up there.
entrepreneurship.
Amy knows her stuff.
Yo, yeah.
There
Yeah.
was one where she had it sponsored by Eighth Wonder.
Yep.
That was
Man,
great.
That was great.
That was great because
Yeah.
nobody was drinking the rocket fuel, and that was my. drink
That's
of
what she.
choice.
And then
Oh,
she
yeah.
had
I
Mortal
was at that
Kombat and
show.
Street
I
Fighter
was
in the
at that
back.
show.
Really?
You said what now?
I was at that show. I think.
Oh, okay,
Was
okay.
Was that- was it at the bar?
DeLorean. You said what?
It wasn't. Was that the one at the bar?
Oh,
No, this was
okay.
at golly, how to forget
Wonky
this?
Power.
Wonky Power.
Okay.
It was at Wonky
Yeah,
Power.
Wonky Power.
That was
there
the first
at
one,
the,
or the second one that I went to, because that's when
you know what? I will say that too.
Pug and DeLorean, and that's
Nah, I
when
didn't
we
see that.
saw God Body Bingo with the signs. I'll never forget that show. And
That's
she
right,
had
that was
Mortal
Wonky
Kombat.
Powder.
She had Mortal Kombat in the background. I was like, man, this is like the best party ever. She knows how to throw a party.
Yeah,
Shameless
Yeah.
plug
Yeah,
for
She out in
Yeah.
New Zealand right now doing this. That's
Yeah.
where she started at. But yeah, that's my homie though.
yeah.
But on the other end,
the
it's
classroom.
nice to go to a nice little event. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
and I will say it's one of those things where, like I said, we go to a lot of hip hop events. sometimes you're just kind of there for the vibe. Everybody's just kind of drinking. Everybody's smoking. Everybody's chilling. This is one of those things where I was surprised just the way the venue was set up because I was like, oh, we sitting and watching the show.
Yep.
But it gave a level of importance,
and that's why we like it too.
To the lyrics.
More
typically, we're not at shows just drinking and smoking.
Yeah. And it's
so
way
being
more
able to
intimate.
sit down,
it's way more intimate because the match center. I don't care what seat you're in, you feel close.
Yeah. That's great.
Like even on the seats in the back, I was like, oh, you not far away from the audience. So I'm like, you feel like you're a part of the show.
That's 100.
And we want that theatrical aspect added to it. We wanted that stage. Like we did the South show. It was a different room. It was a smaller room, and the stage wasn't like high. It wasn't rise on it.
Wasn't big enough.
We did it in. We went to the bigger room, and it's a lot more seating, but it just gives the lighting and everything. Just gives it that feel that we want it to be a TV show. That's what it is. That's honestly what we want it to be, and we want it to be theatrical, like we did the last show.
Show and tell.
Yeah, we did the show and tell before. We opened it up with the show and tell. That's when we had Desiree, Simone,
1020, Tobacco Ryan,
and EJ.
Yep.
Yeah, they. But it was a classroom setting that we set up, and me being Professor Pete in the classroom, and the artist, we did a show and tell, like how you show us your skills, and then we just added the theater into it, and we're getting great feedback from it right now, man. And I think I just feel like we just,
with that type of venue, it was necessary to add that type of element into it with the show and tell. So that really inspired and influenced us to put that in there.
Shout out Q Wayne, man. Q Wayne, man, he's the director, bro. Shout out Q Wayne because he come up with some great ideas for us.
He really does.
Tell ideas, man. It's just shout out to Lexi and Ash, y'all cousins. My wife, Lexi. Ash is actually Q's girlfriend, and just, man, shout out to them. They do all the decor, stage setup, and everything. The collab concept, I think that's Ash group, but just like, man, all the decor. Ashrel and Lexi handle all
and
that,
Jay
man.
Brewer.
They let us know.
Shout out to Just
exhibition coordinator,
whatever the hell that is.
We had to get his name right. Yeah, exhibition coordinator.
Okay.
Make sure you get it right, spell it right.
Exhibition coordinator.
Yeah, get it right.
Do whatever. Jay, man, Jay, great asset to the team. He just one of those people every team needs, somebody who's selfless. And just willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
I got a good team, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's not just we're gonna say it's not just rappers y'all feature. As a matter of fact, let's play Susan Carroll.
Oh,
friend of the show, Susan
she's
Carroll.
been on the show, and we like her performance.
And she is on tour right now with
Toby.
Yeah.
H-Time.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
100,
right.
man.
Shout out Susan, man.
Hope y'all enjoy me and remember me and follow me.
This is one of my favorite visuals of the show, bro.
Yeah, just the way he moved around with the smoke and he went through it.
Shout out, Roger.
Yeah, I know what you mean with y'all director, man. I'll be like, okay.
It's early in the morning and I need ya. Roll on over, babe, I wanna see ya.
Yeah.
Wrap me in your arms, give me that feeling. If this ain't love, then I don't know the meaning. You make me feel good inside. You really take me high. You know everything I like. You see my other side. I love the way you love me so freely, with no cares. Baby, you're a dream. Your love so good it makes me wanna.
Shout out Susan, bro.
Your singing is amazing.
When I know
Your singing is very.
No, I
amazing.
see. Well, I'm like, no, it's good
you
because
love your
y'all are really into
bro
the artists that y'all are picking out.
Just to say this, I I mix the shows myself. Like I mix the music myself.
Okay,
So
no wonder.
So I like know these songs. Like, like
Oh, it's like immediate. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, he know all the.
But
Like, he's not
Every
playing.
line.
bro,
He's not playing
but
at all.
I fell in love. Like that made me even fall in love with these artists even more. Like mixing. I'm like, man, that's why that's why we wanted to get this artist on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people are really like watching Susan Carroll. I'm like, every time I see that clip, I said from when we first edited the video, because we do our own editing too, and I said we saw it. I was like, bro, if I saw Susan Carroll from this video, I would sign her, bro.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
just seeing that video, I was like, I would sign her. Just I see her do a thing on Instagram and everything, and that's what made me want to go reach out to her.
Yeah.
But after when I saw performing her own song like with the live, I was like, bro, who is this? She needs to be somewhere, and I think that's
what happened.
how she on tour now.
Surely
Like,
enough,
Exactly what
a
it
couple
is.
weeks later, you
I
know,
think
that success
she's-
followed.
I think she's so
amazing.
dope. She's
Yeah.
amazing, man. Like shout out Susan Carroll.
But
Yes.
and we feel that way. I mean, that's kind of why we got the podcast started, was because we feel that way about so many artists. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, you should be
Yeah.
like, this is like a layup. Like you should.
Yes.
Like if
Man.
somebody came down here and signed you, they can get their
Yes.
money.
We've
Like,
talked off camera that so many times where you're like just riding around with like your friends and you're playing something, and they go, "Who is that?" And you're like, "That is such a, like
Yeah.
that's Susan
Yeah.
Carroll. That's Rob Gillette.
Yeah.
That's the like you haven't heard this?
Oh yeah, like playing like
Yeah.
Rob or DeLorean, playing DeLorean.
That's big
all
fats.
the time,
Man, yeah,
Like
playing
people,
Fats
people
and
always be
DeLorean.
like, "Dog, who is that?" I was like, "It's DeLorean. He's from the city."
And
They're
for
like,
a lot
"Oh."
of people and artists, it's just about getting in front of more people.
That's
Yes.
true.
Even though you
Yes.
might have a small following to start off, is you start out with 9,000, you get in front of 90,000 and 9 million. You know,
Which is why we wanted to showcase y'all too, because the more platforms too we can also showcase, the better. It's not just about the artists, but they need to be bigger. Like I'm hoping in a year,
Yep.
y'all are in a big, huge, like a big room, and
Same
you know,
for y'all,
same
man.
thing. Like
Same.
that's what we want to see.
That's
Keep
what
it
we want
moving.
from the artist. Like and that's what we talked about before, Devon, like about the we want like these artists to take off. We want not just the artists, like if you the artist starting off, you come on our show as an artist, we hope that somebody see our show and be like, bam. If you're another platform in the city, like y'all have artists come through here, or we have artists come through our show, we want y'all to be like, hey man, can we get that artist to come through? Can you holler at that artist, put him in touch? And the same with us, because
Yeah.
that's how we want everybody to shine off of it. It's not just about a platform for the artists, it's a platform for us all. Like we can all and not just saying our show is a platform, but what y'all doing is a platform for us.
Yeah.
What we doing is a platform for y'all.
Absolutely,
What we're doing is a platform
absolutely.
for the artists. Like what y'all doing is a platform for the artists. We can all help each other out, and I think a lot of people are like, "Oh nah, chill out. If I'm kind of in that area and doing what you doing, what we talked about, like then that means I got to make sure that we not doing the same thing or dealing with the same people." It's kind of like no, like
And we should be doing
Yeah.
the same thing and deal.
We
Like
should.
that's why we try to
Yeah.
shout out, you guys, reading with a rapper.
Yeah.
Donnie Houston
Yes,
podcast.
Donnie Houston
VRC.
podcast.
Like
Slump
everybody
sessions.
that's doing slump sessions. Anybody that's doing something that's like we all talk. If you went to another city, you go to New York, like a major media hub, the same artists are going to hit like 8 different things.
Yeah,
they
like
go,
you said, the
I'm going to do
press
this interview like 8 different times.
Yeah.
Man.
There shouldn't just be one spot
No,
to
I
come
mean,
interview.
you're so
there
right.
shouldn't be one spot to go perform.
It should
Like it's
not. It
like,
should
yo,
not. It
I
should
want to
not.
do a bounce and turn and a classroom concerts and go to Warehouse
Yeah.
Live and do that. Like I want to be able to do all these types of things.
And that's what we want. I mean, until that starts happening more in Houston, we're going to continue seeing the same results. And that's one of the main things we set out to address. And especially in 2020, we're going to address and try to focus on is collabing more with different platforms,
yeah.
different
we all already started.
media groups. Yeah.
Welcome.
More focus for sure.
But even different brands in the city, man. We
Yeah.
got a few set up, man. One I'm really excited about. I ain't gonna say too much about it right now until we get something going.
Right.
But I just like, man, people are very interested in what we doing in the city, and I think a lot of people recognize that we need something like this in the city. That we need something like every hip hop, and that's what I go on a tangent about hip hop all the time because I feel like it's so important to our society. Two most influential things, I should say, in our society is hip hop and religion. Like those two things have probably influenced the world more than anything else. Hip hop over the last century or whatever, and I say that, but 40 years or whatever. But hip hop over the last 20 for sure has been
Look how it's transcended.
hella impact.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just looking at that, like our city needs to be very in tune. We can't be the fourth largest city and we're not in tune with our hip hop scene.
And
Sure.
fourth,
Like-
about to be the third.
Yeah.
That's
About
what's
to
incredible.
be the
to me,
third.
where it's
Shout out
like-
Chicago.
Yeah, but we're about to surpass that, especially
Yeah.
with all these people moving here, including from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
moving down here. But it is one of those things where there are a lot of stuff that I feel like the city got to catch up on. Not just me.